Ladies and gentlemen, in this RedGamingTech.com video, I decided to put out a video regarding Skiy, the new TV service available on the internet, which is Now TV. Basically, it's fairly new, and you can tell by the fact that some of the stuff is currently missing, most noticeably HD. I'll get into that in a moment, but for the most part, it is pretty impressive. Now, at the moment, they are saying that there are going to be a lot more channels added. For example, they are originally talking about adding Skiy 1, that type of thing. At the moment, I'm reviewing this, or at least showing you guys this fairly early. It's currently, what date is it? The 16th of November, I believe. So, by the end of the year, they are talking about adding a lot more stuff. Currently, however, it's focusing on the movies. Now, before we get into any of that, I'm going to talk about the prices. Currently, there is a 30-day free trial available. You do need to put in your credit card details, however, but they will not bill you until the 30 days is up. And then after that, it will be $8.99, I believe, a month. And then after that, it basically raises to $15 a month. Now, I know what you're going to say. That's a hell of a lot more expensive than, say, Netflix or indeed Lovefilm. And you would be right. They are substantially cheaper than this service. However, Skiy do claim that, well, to be blunt, they have films up to a year earlier than the other two. Whether that's actually 100% true, I haven't checked every single one of the release dates. But yeah, they do have quite a lot of awesome movies. Netflix in particular is guilty of having some older ones that I'm not 100% happy about. Now obviously this is not even slightly representative of the entire list, I just happen to be on one category. I'm going to quickly click on a live TV, and once you've indeed clicked on that, you can see various channels. You'll have to excuse, you can't see all of it, but Skiy Movies, Skiy Movies Premiere, Skiy Movies Sci-Fi Horror. I have some sign-in information on the extreme left, so I can't show you guys that, sorry. Sign-in Movies Family, Skiy Movies Family, Skiy Movies Indie, Classics, and you can see what's actually showing on those respective channels. Which is pretty cool. So you've got 007 Skiy Movies, Skiy Movies Modern Greats, Skiy Movies Drama, and you can see basically any of these you can just simply click watch. Now, before I get into that, I'll just quickly show you how the basic navigation works. You've obviously got home, which is fairly, well, blunt. You've got basically pretty much a brief overview of everything, and you can simply click on this and you'll see more. These are the most popular tabs. Finally, and probably the one that most of you are going to be wanting to do, is either search or you've got genres. Now you can click on view all, but personally, I don't think it actually shows everything, because you could see right there, for example, this is under action, and there's no way that that's all the action movies these guys have. Same goes for adventure. In other words, it doesn't show everything. It just gives you a brief overview of some of their more, popular ones. I won't scroll into everything, and I've got to be really careful because I really want to middle click drag, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to click on something. I'm pretty sure I'll choose a few genres. I'm not going to by any means click on every single one because I'll be here until Christmas. But I'll choose instead action. And right away, many of you will notice that you indeed have the option to see, of course, a lot of the James Bond movies, which aren't really available. I'm pretty sure they're not available on Netflix or Lovefilm via streaming. I believe, I'm not 100%, but you can rent the James Bond movies via a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever. Anyway, you'll notice there are some pretty interesting ones. There's 13 Assassins. You've got all the James Bonds, as I mentioned, 30 minutes or less. A View to Kill, blah blah blah. You've also got some iconic moments, which I don't think many of you are really going to give a toss about. Possibly, perhaps I'm wrong. I don't know. You've also got Green Lantern. I'm sorry, In Time. And there are a few others, which some of them are more recent than others. I'm pretty sure many of you will probably recognise Fortress and Neverland and Pirates of the Caribbean. You've got Priest, which is once again fairly recent. You've also got some less recent ones. But you've also got big ones such as, let's say, Sucker Punch 4, of course, which isn't exactly old. I believe that was last year. Some point, so many movies, it's hard to keep track of every single one. Sanctum. So as you can see, there are a reasonable collection. I'm just going to quickly scroll down for a few more just to give you an idea. By no means am I going to do this for every section, so you don't have to worry about that. As you can see, there are quite a lot. Now, this also does have the really familiar issue. I see a lot of trailers here. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully if I can just press the home key, it will go all the way to the top. Excellent. So, as I was saying, this does have a few slight issues. One of the big ones, which is also prevalent, might I add, in Netflix. For example, if we were to, say, search, and I was type in, what's a popular movie? Oh, I got one. I was showing this with a friend, actually, yesterday. Scream. As you can see, you've got Scream 2, and you do indeed have Scream 3, and you do indeed have Scream 4. However, the first of which is missing. This isn't the only example of this, but I just want to use this as a very simple one. So, in other words, if you said, you know what, buddies, let's have a Scream weekend, well, hopefully one of you guys has it on DVD, is basically what it comes down to. Possibly another one is on Netflix or something or another. I'm not going to bother to check every single one of the subscriptions I have. Next. What other ones? I'm probably going to go with horror and sci-fi, I think, and maybe romance as well, because I think, actually, I'll click on romance first, because obviously some the people who are watching this are going to be really into the romantic comedies. So, I don't really know that much about them. I did watch the odd one or two. I will admit there isn't exactly a huge smattering of them on this one, which is a little bit annoying to some of you. But there you have it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'll try to remove it in the background, but there is a little bit of drilling. One of my neighbours is moving or something, and they're doing some renovations to their house, and I can't do much about it. I would if I could, believe me. I'll click on comedy, because once again, it's probably going to be one of the more popular ones. You could see that, as you'd expect, there are some interesting examples of comedy. And once again, you can click on more and you'll basically be here until doomsday. And there are quite a lot of them. That's an odd one. Team America, if you so wish. Route Paddle, which is obviously quite funny in my opinion at least. I really like the bear line. I'm pretty sure everyone who's seen it recognises what I'm referring to on that one. Beavis and Butthead, should that be your gig. And other things as well. I'm not going to scroll into every single one. I'll be here for quite a while, as I've mentioned. Let's go with sci-fi, which is one of my most popular genres. You've got Cowboys and Aliens, Apollo 18, I was about to say 13, but I've made a horrible mistake. Obviously the new Thing movie, which is pretty brilliant. The Transformers, for those of you interested in Transformers. Sucker Punch, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be interested in. And so on, and so on, and so on. I don't really know what Scream's under here, but what have you. The Cell, which is a really weird-ass movie. You know, whenever I look at something like this, I just am reminded by how many sodding movies I actually am still yet to watch. I'm really behind, actually, on a lot of stuff. I'll be totally blunt. And what was this? Sci-fi. And I'll click on one more. What should we go with? What should we go with? What should we go with? Let's click on horror. I can't remember if I've seen this one. Might have. Anyway, obviously some movies do appear under multiple things. Is that Dracula? Oh, that's pretty cool. I've got Dracula. It's one of my favourite movies, actually. Hey, well the hell not. I'll click on one more. Let's go with, what should we go with? 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 Oh, those of you with kids, let's go under animation. Johnny Depp, not really my thing. There's not that many movies here, as you can see. So, maybe if we type in Disney, just for the hell of it. No. So, worth checking out. What about Toy Story or something? You never know. Imagine they might have it. Ah, they do. They have Toy Story 3. So, that's pretty cool. Fantasy, sci-fi, romance, mystery. So you can see right there, they've got a fairly good collection. Some of them, as I've said, like, what was this one? Modern Great. Most of the James Bond ones are here, and they're also under action. Shaun of the Dead. Obviously, these are all down to taste. I'm not going to click on every single one. Now, I can't obviously show you some of the film's quality streaming for two reasons. One, I don't have the license to show you all the movies while they're playing, and I don't want to get sued. And the second reason, possibly the more legit one, at least for as you guys are concerned, it would be unfair because I'm recording this with screen capturing software, and therefore both the quality of the audio and the quality of the video would suffer. However, I can give you my opinions on it. If you've seen Netflix, and I imagine many of you would have tried out Netflix, it's available 30-day free trial as far as I'm aware, although you have to sign up via Facebook for that one. Netflix is pretty damn good quality-wise. There are HD options available, and indeed it's got its own category and tab. And for the most part, the output is very decent. I'm not sure it's exactly true HD quality. I haven't actually checked up on it, but it's certainly the best out of the free streaming services, including this one, Now TV, and Lovefilm. Lovefilms is pretty reasonable, and I'd probably put this to about Lovefilm's quality, maybe ever so slightly better. One thing I will say about Netflix is the streaming is pretty much instant. In other words, you press the damn button and within 3 seconds, well, at least on my connection, I've got a fast connection, it's playing. With this, on a couple of films I've tested, that's not the case. It takes a few moments to get into it, but once it does, then you can skip forward and backward and blah 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 as you would like. So yeah. As for price point, obviously these guys are charging more. I'm so sorry guys, I'm going to have a quick drink of water because I'm pretty thirsty. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, the price point for this is more expensive. Skiy would argue, and I would be remiss if I did not agree, that their movies collection, for the most part, is more modern. Netflix does have some older ones in it, which is a pain. And they've got a lot of B movies. These guys do have a lot more larger, more famous films, if you will. Whether that's enough for you to cough up, basically $8 a month, and then the additional after the 3 months goes, it goes up to $15 a month. Now, whether you really want to pay that is up to you. Now, the real reason that Skiy are doing this, and by the way, all of these services, Netflix, Lovefilm, and Now TV, none of them have a monthly subscription. A subscription. In other words, if you decide after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or what have you to cancel, you can. There's no contract. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry. You can tell I didn't sleep that great last night. Anyway, so SD quality on this, I have no doubt eventually that they will improve that because it's Skiy. Now, obviously, some movies they can't always offer HD quality. I don't know if that will be a premium service. I don't want to speak on Skyy's behalf. It's obviously not something I'm privy to. I don't know what they're going to be offering. However, I would be very shocked if they did not. Similarly, I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to be seeing, as I've said before, they have mentioned it will happen. When I was doing some Googling on this earlier, that they're basically going to be showing Skiy 1 and so on. I couldn't personally find out if it's going to be included in the 15-a-month package. If it was, and for example, you were going to have Skiy 1, the movies, what have you, under the same package for $15 a month, that would be reasonable. I'll be completely blunt. I think at the moment this is a very, very, very good service. It just has a slight issue in the fact that there's not quite as many films as say Netflix and so on, and the quality is not as good. And for Lovefilm for many of us has one major advantage. To be honest, I personally couldn't really care less about the fact you can rent Blu-rays on Lovefilm, and I'll tell you why. Because, frankly, if I have the option, I would rather either rent it instantly or another method or another. I don't really like idea of waiting for one film just to send it back. It's, if I want to watch a film, it's usually on spare at the moment. However, what I do really like about Lovefilm is the ability to rent games. And for those of you Xbox 360 or PS3s or both, or of course the Wii, you can rent games, and that's really good. It's obviously not much use for PC gamers, but there you have it. So yeah, I think if I had to choose one service, it would be really difficult. I personally, at the moment, have the trial of Now TV, which is the 30-day, and I've been with Lovefilm and Netflix for a while now. I'm actually considering cancelling Lovefilm, not because I think it sucks or anything like that, simply because I don't really have time to play a lot of the console games that I'm renting from them, and with the live streaming I find that most of the time I'm just watching Netflix because, I don't know, I've just gotten in the habit or something, I honestly couldn't tell you. I think Now TV shows a lot of promise. At the moment, I can't give it a 100% rating because it doesn't support HD streaming, which, okay, some of you might not care about, some of you may really find irritating. The quality is not bad. As I said, I can't show you. I apologise, I wish I could, but it's just one of the things I cannot. I don't really want to get sued. But I don't even know if Skiy would sue me, but you know, the creators of Harry Potter or Casino Royale or something might. So I would probably recommend trying out the 33-day free trial, cancel it if you don't like it. So yeah, this one, it's a pretty reasonable service is what it comes down to. The lack of HD, and also there are a few films missing I'd like to see, and also I would really like to see the Skiy one, you know, so we could be watching like Boardwalk Empire and what have you. I personally would then probably do away with my Virgin and whatever else for TV, to be honest with you. I'd probably just stick with this because it's, you know, no monthly fee, it's just quicker and easier and I can just click. Also, one last thing, you can register up to 2 devices on this simultaneously. You can remove a device. So let's say, for example, you know, you've got let's say your PC at home, which is connected to, or laptop at home, and let's say it's connected to your HD TV, and let's also say that you're commuting around London or what have you, and you've got an iPad. And let's say, for example, that you decide that, you know what, I don't actually want to use this iPad anymore, instead I want to register, I don't know, another device, let's say your cell phone or something. Well, you have the option, is basically what it comes down to. You can remove the device, and both can stream, I believe, simultaneously. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, or at least found it somewhat useful. If you are interested in the service, as I said, I'd go check it out. I'm not obviously affiliated with Skiy, but it's worth checking out if you're a movie buff. If you're more into your TV, it could still be worth it. Maybe wait for a couple of weeks for the trial. As I said, I would be shocked if we don't start seeing more stuff from them in terms of more channels and services and so on. Apparently they're even talking about doing stuff like history and Sky Sports, which, you know, personally the Sky Sports wouldn't really interest me, but I know many of you it would. Anyway, I think I've gotten to the point now where I've pretty much mentioned everything I would like to say about the quality and everything else and the pricing. And so I will leave you guys to it. Hopefully you've found the video useful, and bye for now.